So this dozer has a top roller bad, and then the front idler is also bad. We had to replace the other idler last winter, I believe, and it also got new sprockets last winter as well. But what we need to do is we need to right in here there's a plug with a grease fitting, and we need to loosen that up, put a block of wood in here, press back this front idler, and get all the grease out to loosen the track. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find the master link, and we're going to unbolt it, split the track, so we can pull this roller out of the front, and then with that we'll be able to unbolt this there. So I'm afraid when we get this pulled apart, this track's going to need a new chain, which to determine that is how much wears on each of these rollers. But until we get it off, yeah, there's a lot of wear on there. So I'm afraid we're going to need a new chain. So we'll get after it. Okay, I just thought I'd show you what's going on with this bulldozer and the issues we're having with it. To start, we blew this front, or this top roller, which you can see on this side carries the track back around. So the sprockets in the back have these teeth which grab into this chain to drive the track. So this completely exploded on us. You can see what's left of it. Blew the seal right out of it. There's oil that usually is in there. So that was our first problem. The second problem is this front idler. We've already changed the other side, but this front idler blew the seal out of this. So that could have been because a wire got in there or just age. So this machine has close to 2,600 hours. What I was talking to a few people, between 25 and 3,000 hours is time to do an undercarriage, you know, for what we're doing with this application. So it's time. So we took the track apart because we had to get this apart. We've already done new sprockets last year, but what we noticed was the chain was extremely worn. You can see it's worn right down to the actual pin, which isn't good. So so long story short, we have to do a full undercarriage on this machine. We're going to get new chains. The price is actually not too much of a difference to get the pads with it, so we're actually going to get new pads. Sometimes you can take what I call the pad off. You take these 4 bolts off, and then you just replace the chain and reuse these pads with the grousers on them for another chain to get another life out of them. But we're going to pull them off. If anyone's interested in them, maybe it'd be something for a dozer that doesn't get used a whole lot. Brand new, the top of chain to top of grousers 1.8 inches, and I think we're about 1.4, 1.5, so they're not worn too much. But like I said, they're going to come pre-assembled, so it's going to save us some labor, and it's going to be brand new. So we're going to go all original OEM right from John Deere. 5 Stars hooking us up with that. All new bottom rollers, and basically a whole new track system on this machine. Now it's going to be quite a bit of money to do something like this, but you know, this is cost you have to associate when you're running construction equipment like this, as it does when things go like this. It is a pretty big dollar, but you just gotta figure that in when you're doing all your other hours. So if all this track components are 10 grand and we got 2,500 hours out of it, you got to figure, you know, every hour of use is $4 of wear parts for your undercarriage alone. So that doesn't include fuel, doesn't include labor, of course, and all that good stuff. So it's just something you got to take into account, and these are just wear parts. So you know, the final drives are in good shape. We keep an eye on the oil, and you know, hopefully this dozer is going to last us quite a long time. So it's going to be the second set of tracks. And you know, our old bulldozer, I didn't have the channel going, but that we got a 450 just like this, which thankfully we have, because we're able to keep going on tile projects and things like that. Not the nicest out in this cold weather we're finally getting now, but we still are able to move. Problem with everything in the world, can't get parts, so we're at least 2 weeks out on before we even see parts here. So this machine unfortunately is down and we can't run it. So just want to show you what we added for these new pieces of diesel equipment. You have to run diesel exhaust fluid, it's called. So this is a urea product. What it does is it sucks it in and it makes the muffler burn extremely hot, to burn off any soot or any, you know, carbon or emissions really that's going in the air. We've been filling our DEF machines with 2.5 gallon jugs, and it's been a pain, especially with our new excavator. It sucks almost 4 gallons a day. So my buddy Garrett actually gave me this idea to get a setup like this. Hand pump, big drum, a lot cheaper in bulk. We can fill up our little jugs if we need to. And then with our concrete, you know, outside, we can just pull tractors up outside, wheel this thing out on the dolly, and fill them up. But that can't be outside in the cold because it will freeze. And I have heard the sunlight does something to the urea. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's that part of it. That is going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and we will continue on this project once our parts show up and arrive to the farm.